guys, I'm back with a cook me video. I have a spaghetti squash, which I'm going to chop up, and I'm going to put in the oven. So I'm going to start with the bake and preheat. I'm in PJs, don't mind me. I'm going to put this at like 450 just to be safe. I want to put it at 5, but 450. I need to get my knife out. So, small incision at the top. That's kind of a crooked incision. That one's semi-straight. Now, this is like the hardest thing to cut ever. I'm sorry, my arm's in the way. I'm telling you, this is like one of the most hardest things to cut. And I'm being very, very careful with this thing because, yeah. This thing is hard to cut. This is a really small one. The last time I got one, it was a really big one and it was much harder to cut. I had to have my husband come and basically beat it up. So I'm gonna pause you guys while I finish cutting this. That actually took maybe like 5 seconds after I did it because it kind of broke on the side. So we have half. I'm gonna save the other half with some plastic wrap and stuff. I'm gonna go a spoon, scoopy. Try and get all these seeds out. Yeah, this one was a lot easier than the last one I did. But the last one I did was really big. But I'm gonna make some homemade sauce with it. And this thing has like major, like really big seeds. These seeds are huge. So I'm going to save that other half for another time. And to this, I'm just going to stab it down. So I have canola oil, just slightly spritz this with canola oil and spray the pan. And I have some salt and pepper, just to season it a little bit. Black pepper. And nice little sprinkle of salt on it, just to add a little flavor. Back, we're not going to waste it. I have clean hands. I washed them before I did all this. And we're going to pop that in the center and put that in the oven. Alright, so now I'm going to make homemade like salsa, spaghetti sauce. Some other people call it gravy, but this is just what I do. So I have some tomatoes that have gotten just a slightly soggy. I can push my finger in it and it makes a little indentation. They're not spoiled. Don't use spoiled ones. Just use lightly softened. And we're just going to cut them into chunks. I'm turning this on high heat for now. I want to simmer them. And I'm just going to chop them up into little cubes. In a little saucepan. It's just like a really small frying pan right now. That's what I'm using. A little frying pan. And if you have a nice saucepan, go ahead and use that. I have one, but I don't feel like grabbing it. So I gotta just grab this one. Frying pan works just as well as the saucepan. Just Make sure that you bring that heat down once they start to cook. I'm gonna chop the top off, leaving the little centerpiece out. And to this, I'm actually going to add a little squash and some zucchini to it as well. So I'm going to chop that up while that starts to simmer. And these I'll add after this basically cooks down, because I don't want it to be too red. I'll add a few pieces in there. And there it is. Let me get another little bowl for that. And stir it around. So to that, I'm actually going to add a little bit of water. So I don't want it to stick to the bottom. I'm actually going to bring this heat down just a little bit. Look at this. It was on high and now it's like on a 8-7. So I'm just cutting this in half. And then I'm cutting it again in fourths. Just cutting the ends off just a little bit. Not a big chunk of the end off. And then I'm just cutting them in little chunks. And they're all the same size, so they'll cook evenly. Some nice healthy veggies, and I always make this every now and then I usually just make it this way without the veggies in it, but I'll save whatever's left from what I use. Like say I just use like 2 or 3 spoonfuls and I have like a half a cup left over, I'll save that and I'll actually stick that in the freezer. And then when I need pasta sauce, instead of just buying pasta sauce that I have to cook over and over and over to try and get all the acid out of it, I just use my homemade one. It's a lot healthier and I know what goes in it, so you know, it's always good. And I like washing all my vegetables before I stick them in my refrigerator. That way I know they're clean, I wash them and I dry them, and then I stick them in there. Things like tomatoes to where you're going to eat the skin, you know, I like washing them and then sticking them back. And those come in little 4 containers with tomatoes, so yeah. I'm going to let this simmer down, and this is going to probably take about an hour. Which is perfectly fine, because then by the time the spaghetti squash should be kind of done, but it's already really soft just by that little bit of cooking time. And I'm letting this simmer until it fully breaks down. Which actually this might be shorter time than planned. So to this, while it's there, I'm going to have you guys here. I'm going to add some salt and pepper. Just a little. Now watch. actually fresh ground pepper, black pepper. Fresh ground black pepper. A little, try to measure it out on my hand. About 1/4 a teaspoon, I want to say, just a little bit. I'll put a little bit more just in case, because I don't think that was enough. And then I have this Perfect Pinch by McCormick Italian seasoning. I like putting this at the end, but I do love my parsley. So I'm going to look here and try to find my parsley flakes. It's in a McCormick one, but I just have a big bottle of it. I add that now. But I have a big, huge bottle, like a pint. It's actually in a bag right now. And just whenever I'm done with it, I fill it back up. That's how much I love parsley. Like, yes, I put that on everything. Just about every single thing. To see that simmer going on. Like I said, I wish I had a better way to show you, but until I get my laptop fixed, I can't do much about it. It's just one problem after another, so I gotta find a charger for it and everything. So since it's pretty much simmered down the way I want it, I'm going to take it and put it in my little magic bullet thingy, whatever you want to call this thing. NutriBullet, whatever, I don't know. Mine's an off-brand, so whatever you want to call this little mixer blender thingy. And take this. And I'm going to leave that sauce, the water, whatever's left, the liquid on the bottom. I'm not going to take much of that. Just whatever I scoop up in here. I can actually pour some back. And I'll leave just these little chunks here. And I'm going to put my veggies in there. So I'm going to put my bowl of the squash and zucchini. And this is blocking me. If I had a cameraman, I'd have a TV show, but I don't have a cameraman, so. And these are going to cook in that juice from the tomatoes. So I'm just going to leave that and let that simmer over here with that. And then this I'm going to have on my little blender. You guys to the other side, I have my little cup, and here's the little lid that goes to it. And it's like a blender, but instead of having to put it in a big giant blender, I just stick it in this thing. Alright, so it's nice and blended now. And back to the other side. Remember, this is hot, so yeah, that steam's real. It's hot. So this I'm going to pour back in. Now I have that simmering. See what it looks like. I know you can't see it with my pants here, but so I'm gonna just cook that in with those veggies, and we should be almost done. So now while this is simmering with those beautiful vegetables, I'm gonna put in some of this Italian seasoning. This has basil, rosemary, thyme, oregano, savory, and sage. Pretty sure it has a little bit more in it, but I'll put maybe, I think that's about a teaspoon in. So yeah, I'll put an extra one. So about a tablespoon. I'll say about a tablespoon. I like things with a lot of taste in them. I don't like stuff to be unflavorful, and I don't like it to be overly spicy. That's a very bad misconception when it comes to everybody be like, oh, you're Hispanic, you're Puerto Rican, so that means you like spicy food, huh? No, I'm not Mexican. I don't eat jalapenos like raw. I can't do spicy food like that. I like food with spices, but not spicy food. Pork. Put it in there so I can taste a little bit of it without picking up a big chunk of veggies. Yep, needs more salt. So, about 2 good pinches. I did 2.5. Just because, I guess I didn't put enough salt in the first time and it needed some salt. And this is still at the like 7. It's not at medium. It's still close to high. It's in between medium and high. Medium high. There we go. And I know my hair's still a mess. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, but I know the spaghetti squash takes quite a bit of time to cook. So, I figured, hey, we can cook it and make spaghetti sauce to go on it. And then I could put it back in the oven with some cheese on it. That'd be good. Nice, healthy lunch. You can do this for dinner, but I'm doing it for lunch. I'm hungry. I'm just going to take a little onto my spoon. Hold my fork. Yeah, now it's good. Now it's good with salt. Not too salty. Not too bland. It's good with the salt. And it has so many herbs in it. It's just amazing. It's like you take a bite full of herbs and spices and you have that subtle taste of the tomato in it. It's just always so fresh and so good. Look at that. Can you see that? No, you can't see that. Of course you can't because of my stupid tablet. Let me move this so I can bring you closer. Nope, you still can't see it. I wonder if I was to stick you on the opposite side, have you face this way, if that would work. Ooh, that's better. Look at that. Yay! You get a whole glance of my crazy kitchen. But look at that. Oh yeah. There we go. That's the angle I need you at. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? And it smells good too. And if you really wanted to, you can stick this back in the blender with the squash and stuff. If you didn't want so many of them, I just chopped both of them up because I was like, if I don't chop them up and use them today, then I'll probably never use them and then they'll go in the garbage. So, matter of fact, that's probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a little extra in. And I'm going to get a little bit more water. Just because it always cooks down fairly well. And all the water like evaporates, so you always want to add a little bit extra water to keep it nice and loose and not chunky. So you get that nice flavor from everything. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some of these veggies in here. I'm still going to leave some because I want that. So that's good, about 3 scoops. I still have plenty of veggies in here. Plenty of veggies. I'm just going to blend this back up. I'm over here. Whoa, don't go flying. Because of the heat, it adds that pressure to it. Oh, that smells good. Just to show you that you can mix it. Have pureed veggies in there. Now this you can have as a soup. Man, come on. Let's think out of the box here. Not just pasta sauce. You can add a lot more water to it. Put some noodles and some beans in it. Or like a can of green beans and mixed veggies, carrots and stuff. Okay. You can do so much when you think of stuff like that. I actually got some corn and stuff because I want to make sancocho. Which is basically like a Hispanic stew. Ooh, that's hot. That just plopped up on my leg. It's hot. Mixing that around. Oh yeah. This is basically like a soup in itself with all the puree. Oh yeah, look at that. It looks so good. See, it's still nice and liquidy, and you still have all your flavor. It's just a little thickened up now because you pureed everything, and everything's not in big chunks. You could leave the tomato in big chunks if you like, but I kind of like it to be more of a sauce instead of a stew. So, I like it like that. This looks like it's almost done. So I'm just going to check on the spaghetti squash. I already brought the heat down on that. I basically turned it off so low right now. Watch out, Bella. Woo, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Woo. So I'm afraid to flip this over. I need a spatula. Spatula. Woo! Toasted up pretty good. Rinsed off my fork. Now you gotta remember it's just me and my son today. My husband's at work, so he's not gonna mind. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna shred it lightly from the sides, just a little bit. I'm keeping my glove on because this is hot. This is very nice and hot. We toast it up pretty well on the side, but My main concern is that the actual bottom part of it is good. So I'm gonna go get a little bit of butter, and then I'm gonna toast it up just a little bit more. So if you can see me over here, I'm right here. It's pretty shiny. I don't know if that's because of the light or no, that's probably just because of the sun. So put my guante back on because this is hot, my glove. And I put a pretty decent dollop of butter on here. I'm just gonna kind of work that to the bottom. Mix it in a little bit, just so it can kind of help the bottom part of it cook a little bit more. Give it a little bit of that buttery taste. And it is very hot. Hot, hot, hot. So just be careful when you're working with it. I'm telling you, it retains its heat. I'm going to stick it back in the oven. Just for a few more minutes. Give this another good stir. No, you don't have to make spaghetti sauce by yourself, but you can always go, get a thing of ragu or the pesto sauce or something. Or like you can make your own pesto sauce, You can use a mozzarella sauce, whatever kind of sauce you feel like it. Do you, boo? But I like making it by hand because, I know what's in it. It's a little healthier, There's not a ton of preservatives or anything in it, so Mama likes it like this. That's good. That is good. Got this nice sauce. I just gotta wait for the thing to finish cooking all the way through. It's almost done. And then I can use it. Oh, it smells good now with the butter. Then I can top it all off and show you what it is. Okay, so I had it baking in there for a little bit. I'm going back with my fork to kind of tussle it around a little bit more. Woo-wee. Yeah, that looks good. Taste a piece. So now just a heads up, this will stay kind of crunchy. It won't be like a potato or anything like that. It's kind of like an al dente pasta. It still has that little crunch to it. So I'm going to use that same bowl I put my veggies in. I'm going to put this in it. Okay. Look at that. Do you see that when it comes out? And now, since you get to the bottom, you can peel off more of that spaghetti squash from the shell. It is hot though. Woo. Yeah. Glove is going back on. This thing is hot. Well, you don't have to get every little piece out of it. Just trying to scrape as much as I can off. We'll a bit in there. Like I filled, half of it fills this really big bowl. So like I said, you don't need all of it. I was just trying to scrape off what I could from the bottom. Alright, so there you go. That's a little better. Whew, hot. I'm not going to use all this. We're going to save some for later, because I'm not eating all of this serving, but I did want to try and get all of it up from there. Alright, so I have my bowl, and now I have my pasta sauce with my veggies. Just gonna add that on top. And like I said, I'll have some extra. I just want to get some more veggies. And I'll have extra. I'll have about half of my saucer. I'm just going to mix it a little bit with the sauce. And then of course I'm going to add some cheese to it. That's what it looks like. I'm just adding some cheese. The more the merrier. Alright, so I'm back. I'm going to mix this up now so the cheese can melt a little bit. If you want, you can stick it in the microwave for about 30 seconds and it'll help melt the cheese too, which I just might do. There you go, nice and cheesy and saucy and spaghetti and all vegetables. Look at that. Guess it's good for a vegetarian too if you want to make this. No meat in it. Of course, if you wanted to, you could add meat, but it's a test now. Oh man, I wish you guys could eat this. Oh yeah, Mama's gonna have fun with this. This is good. Ooh, especially with the cheese. Oh, woo. Yeah, this is good. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you guys try this because it's really, really good. I mean, this is really good. Really, really good. Yummy. Ooh. Ooh, it's hot. Yep. Ooh. That's good. Yummy. Yummy, yummy. So, I hope you guys like it. Leave a comment. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And let me know if you want more. Because I know Angel Wing loves my cooking ones. So, I hope you try this, boo, because this is good. I just decided I'm just going to throw some stuff together and see how good it comes out. This is good. Alright, I'm gonna eat this because, yeah. Alright, bye guys. Love you.